Well, companies need to achieve their strategic objectives, and they need to do it legally and with an appropriate level of business risk. And enterprise risk management helps them really do that by assessing, identifying, mitigating, reporting about the major risks that a company faces. I think there are several keys. One is to make certain that when they start the process, that they make a small step, not a giant leap, because it's a really involved process. And so oftentimes a good technique is to start identifying a few major risks facing the company and then figuring out how to respond to and mitigate those. A good second step, I think, is to make certain that a business leader is in charge of the ERM program, because I think they've got greater credibility within the organization and are more likely to get receptivity to the whole idea. A third thing, I think, is to get a consultant involved, because it is so daunting a task to actually understand and implement the program that having a consultant there to help guide the process can be a real help. I think ERM differs from due diligence. Due diligence I take generally as something outer directed, meaning a company is considering an acquisition and wants to do due diligence about the entire business that they are considering buying, its strategy, its market, its competition, its legal issues. Whereas ERM is really an inward look at the company to figure out what its risk profile is and how best to achieve its strategic objectives, keeping in mind the risks it's facing. Well, the board, I think, plays several roles. Number one is to get in sync with senior management about the risk philosophy of the company and what its risk appetite is. A second thing, the board really should be assuring itself that management is effectively implementing the ERM program. And then finally, the board should be continuously reviewing the major risks facing the company so that it satisfies itself that the company is appropriately responding to them. I think the mistake companies make is to oftentimes think of them as existing in two separate worlds, that ERM is really crisis prevention and that crisis management is really crash management. And in fact, the two should be connected up because they're really both focused on the same thing, which is how to prevent risks from turning into crises, how to manage them when they come up, and then particularly how to look back and examine if a disaster has occurred, why did it happen, what can we do to make sure it doesn't happen again, what are the steps we can take to make this a better company going forward.